guys, Jessica here. So wanted to give you my thoughts on the first week of 9-week Control Freak. I did complete phase 1. It's my little corner here by our bikes where I actually work out. I did not do my last controlled stretch last night. We had an indoor date night, movie night last night, and I just forgot to do it. So I'm going to do that tonight before I go to bed. But otherwise, successfully completed all 5 workouts of week 1. So I wanted to give you my thoughts and 5 tips on successfully tackling week 1. All right, tip number 1, definitely set up the night before. As I said, this is my little corner in my house where I work out, which is by the front door. It's where we keep our bikes and our grocery bags and things get dropped. We've also got a little sectional couch that kind of moves around that's right on the other side of this. So it's probably about, without moving anything, I'd say it's about a 3x4 space, which you want a little bit of a bigger space. So that is one thing I do like about the at-home workouts I do. It doesn't really require a lot of equipment typically or a lot of space. But you do want to make sure you have everything set up the night before. It also makes it excuse-proof because if you've got your workout clothes laid out, you've got your step, your weights pulled out, and everything set up, you're ready to go. So for me, I have 3 kids 4 and under in my house. So the control track that comes with the program, I didn't permanently install it anywhere in my house, and then leaving it on my front door just isn't really an option. So I left it threaded and I just pop it on every night. It takes 5 seconds. I have that set up to go. I've got my weights out. Everything's ready. So I would definitely say if you can do that, it makes it a lot easier, especially for me because I get up early in the morning beforehand to work out early because I've got those kids, like I said. So it just really is one less barrier to entry for me actually pressing play. So definitely set up the night before. All right, so tip number 2 is to meal prep. Now I know that seems like something people mention a lot in most nutrition or fitness programs, but this is, I think, especially important in this program because you're only working out 5 days a week. It's very short, dense workouts, and it's pretty easy to get derailed if you're not really watching what you're eating and eating, good meals that are going to fuel you. I am following more of the portion meal plan that they have for this program. They have 2 different ones, and I've done it for a while, and I had a bunch of food in the house, and I was busy and just didn't really want to get into the nitty-gritty of following either a specific meal plan for that week or to kind of make one on my own. So I was like, well, I kind of know what to eat. I will just kind of follow it each day and do my best. And, life happens. You get tired at the end of the day. We've got 3 small kids. I'm like, I don't want to make dinner. Or Tim was like, I'm just going to go pick up some Subway or something. And so it just got out of hand. And then last night we had date night. And at that point, it had just been a long week. And I wasn't really taking control, I guess, which is the whole point of this program. So I've decided to go back and follow one of the meal plans this week. And what's great about that is all the food's really good. And then I end up making extra. So we have, I can share with Tim for lunch. So I'm having a chicken avocado salad wrap this week. I pretty much prepped everything yesterday morning in about an hour. I had to make a bunch of chicken, so I have to make the chicken salad this morning, but everything else has been made. And so it's just really easy. I pull it out of the fridge and I'm ready to go. And that's one less thing I have to think about. And so I'm hoping this week I'll have much better results because I actually took the time to prep. So figure out what that means for you and then take that hour or 2 on the weekends and make sure you've got your meals and your nutrition dialed in for the week. It's super, super important. Okay, tip number 3, have a plan for your days off. So I've done several programs now. I started with this this working out fitness journey, health journey back in July. And I am one of those people, if you've ever read Gretchen Rubin's The 4 Tendencies, I'm an obliger. I need external accountability. I need a plan to follow. I need to be able to check off the boxes and get the gold stars. And so a lot of the programs that I've done are either 21 days, so you're working out every day, even though Sunday's a rest day, active recovery, you're still doing a stretch. And the one before that was 7 days a week for 2-3 week phases. And so I just got used to working out, every day and some, sweat or stretch, some sort of physical movement. And then this came and I knew I wanted to follow what the trainer said because they're very, very intentional and they take a long time to plan these programs out. that they know what they're talking about. I'm not a scientist. I don't have an exercise science degree. Like, I'm kitty cats. Okay. So I knew I wanted to just do what the program was. And you're definitely getting some like delayed onset muscle soreness doing these programs because they're so quick and fast. You're like, how is that a workout? You're sweating, but it's like, that was 18 minutes or 30 minutes. But really, like, I can feel it. Especially we did like shoulders and back. I think, what day was that? Yeah, that was Friday. And then yesterday we did a total body tone workout that was like no joke. It was so good. But I definitely feel it today, especially since I didn't do my stretch last night. So, you know, on the days off, I wasn't doing much. And I had an idea in my head that I was going to do some sort of yoga, but I just didn't do anything. And I think that was one of the things that contributed to me in my, and not really eating well, because there's like some days I just wasn't working out. And I feel like the days that I work out, I'm like more mindful about what I'm consuming. So have a plan for your days off, whether that means to do a bit of yoga, to go for a walk. But next week, if it's an off day, I'm going to do something with my body during the same time I would have normally been working out, which is usually between 5 and 5:30. So I'm either going to go for a long walk or do some meditation or do some light yoga and stretching so that I can keep my mind in the right space for continuing this program and staying on track and taking control. So, all right, tip number 4, I would suggest binding your tracker sheets. This is something that I like to do with a lot of the programs that I do, just because I don't own a printer at home. I really don't like paper. It seems to get everywhere. It's just one of those things, and you can track most things digitally. I keep a few important documents, and that's about it. So I really only have to use a printer a few times a year. So I usually go to FedEx or UPS and just pay for it. I feel like I spend less than I would of the maintenance and the cost of ink and a printer. But anyways, so I printed out all of my tracker sheets. I think it cost me about $5 or $6, so that I have it every day for the next 9 weeks and I don't have to worry about it. The other thing I would suggest is have it open. I'll show you a blank one for this is the first workout of next week. So I know at the end of the workouts, Autumn and her team, her cast, they track at the end of the workout. I have a memory of a goldfish, so I actually leave this out, especially on the total body tone days, because there's, I think, 10 to 13 moves in the total body tone. Let's look. Yeah. So you have a bunch of moves that you do. So after each move, I just track it down really quick, and then I know I have the accurate count of what I did. And then when the workout's over, I'll put, update on the blackboard. So I would suggest printing out all your tracker sheets and having them open on your workouts. All right, so last tip, number 5, would be to do your controlled stretches. Autumn was popping on the app. So the app that we use, you can post like before and after pictures, your progress, check in on all your workouts. You can privately track your meals, and basically everything you would need to do to be successful in the program you can do within the app. But what's really cool is that a lot of the trainers will pop in and post little videos. And she posted and talked about how they can see who's played which workouts and which they haven't, and people weren't doing the controlled stretches. I can tell you, as someone who's done other programs where they've had these intentional dynamic stretches, my mobility has increased, especially my hips. I've had hip problems throughout my entire life. My shoulder mobility isn't that great. Actually, it's a genetic thing in my family where people, their rotator cuff eventually pops out. So I've had really not great mobility in my shoulders, but I've noticed the flexibility and strength of my joints is improved just by doing these stretches, especially at night. It's so great. I'll have a bit of calm tea. I will do my controlled stretch, and I'll go to bed, because rest is so important in this program. So I would say definitely don't skip out on that. It is part of the workout, which Autumn was very adamant about. So don't skip it. Make the time for it. They're between 5 and 10 minutes. You can do it right before you go to bed. What I do is I get my kids go to bed at 8:30. We get them all set to go. We put them in bed. I do whatever the rest of my nighttime routine is, and then I make my calm tea with boiling water, put that by the bedside table, do my stretch. By the time that I get to bed, the water's a perfect temperature, and I can go to bed, between 9 and 9:30 and get up and do it all over again. So do the controlled stretches. You will be happy that you did. All right, so in conclusion, I really have enjoyed it so far. I'm definitely going to stick with it for the 9 weeks. I'm a completionist, so it's my personality type. It's very easy for me to stick with things like this and say that I finished them. Having said that, life happens, and so I have in the past had to switch up days. So I'm going to do my best to stick with the plan as written. I think it's going to be a lot easier to do only because the workouts are only between 18 and 30 minutes, and I have switched up to my morning routine a bit to where I'm doing the workout almost immediately once I get up. So I'm trying to make it as excuse proof as possible. And I think that's what you kind of have to do. I mean, I work full time. Like I said, I've got the 3 small kids. We've got 3 cats and a dog. We're basically still locked in this house because of the ongoing pandemic. We live in Southern California, which is a big hotspot, so we're really just trying to be careful. We've made it this far. um, and the house is always a mess, and I've always got work responsibilities, but I've got to do this. I have to make myself a priority. And I'm not saying like working out's going to change your life, but taking care of yourself physically, emotionally, mentally is important. You're important. So I hope this video was helpful. Heading into week 2, I'm going to be posting a video every Sunday on my experience. Hope I might be posting some other videos on like meal prep, how I prepare the night before, what I'm doing the morning of to make this happen for myself. And if you ever have any questions, always reach out to me, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.